All right, we are broadcasting. So welcome everybody to the inaugural edition of the Fit 2.0, 15 minutes with Fit 2.0. I'm Amber. You may know me from Gocalio, from Eating the Food, which is my Facebook group, from various other places on the internet. And
I'm Michelle Burmaster. I'm Michelle Burmaster of Surf City Fit Club in Huntington Beach, California, DisruptYourDiet.com, and Fit 2.0, and the Body Positive Fitness Alliance.
woohoo! Yay!
I'm Amber. You may know me from
what is going on?
Gocalio.
I think you have the YouTube link open.
Oh,
Various
okay, yeah, I gotta
other
close all the other stuff.
places on the internet, and I'm
See how technologically illiterate I am?
It's okay.
I had to have my 10-year-old help me. set up this hangout. I was working on it for like 30 minutes and finally I'm, Okay. Now that I'm thoroughly embarrassed, let's get down to business. Shall we?
Yep. You want to start the timer? Did the timer already start? 15
Timer?
minutes. Go.
We're supposed to have a timer?
15 minutes and begin.
Okay, so the topic we're talking about is the specifically the meme that Michelle made as sort of a response to the meme that goes around every Halloween, shaming you for eating Halloween candy and telling you all of the horrible things that you have to do to yourself in order to atone for your sins. All of the horrible exercises you now have to do in order to make up for the sin of eating Halloween candy. I wish that we had gotten it together to actually show the meme here on the channel. In the future, we will be better prepared, and we would flash a picture of Michelle's meme. But in the olden days, what Fit 1.0 would do is it would show you a picture of a piece of Halloween candy, and then next to it, it would put, you know, a number of burpees or whatever that you would have to do in order to make up for that candy that you had eaten. In other words, shame on you, you horrible, fat, ugly, nasty person. How dare you eat this candy? You're so awful. Now you have to do this many burpees in order to atone for the sin of eating this candy. Fit 2.0, Michelle's meme, turned that around and, you know, showed the candy and you know, had something like, you know, take a power nap, because the reality is that you are burning calories all day, every day, just living. And you can eat a piece of candy and it works into your daily calories. You don't have to do extra to burn it off. You are already burning calories just living, and you can have a piece of candy. You can work it into your calorie allotment. You're not going to die. You're not a horrible person. You're not evil. You don't have to atone. There is no sin here. You can have a piece of candy.
You know what I think is cool? Okay, so the first time I saw the original that was like for real was a year ago. And so I wrote a blog about it, kind of just like talking about how, well, first of all, these calorie counts are not even accurate, because there's absolutely no way they could be, because you doing a burpee you're going to burn a much different amount of calories than I'm going to burn doing a burpee. And there's no logical way to say that a certain number of calories equals a certain exercise. You just can't do it. That's not how science works. That's not how biology works. So I wrote this blog about it last year, and because I couldn't believe how many gyms were sharing this meme, like as if they thought it was a good idea to share. Like obviously they thought it was a good idea to share it because they shared it, but like what train of thought brings a supposed fitness professional to seeing this, thinking it's great, for one, thinking it's like for really good information, and then two, deciding to then share it. Like the amount of like just ignorance and daftness that it takes to hit the share button as a fitness professional on something so false and so like, just as a matter of principle, like not okay. It just blew my mind. But what's really cool is that then this year I decided, well, I started sharing that blog post again earlier in the month because I knew that it was coming. And then a fan actually a week ago was like, hey, you should make your own satire version. So I did. And then what I think is really cool is just in this short year, how many people are kind of turning to the 2.0 side, because this like satire meme as a response just got just huge awareness, and people were sharing it as much as I saw the shitty one last year. And I didn't see the crappy one too much this year. And where I did, people were calling these people out on it. Like, hey, don't you know that this is just like super bad information, and why are you sharing it? So now we see people are just getting smarter and smarter, which is really, really rad. And just to compare last year to this year, I think that by next year, we're not gonna see a fraction of the holiday related food shaming type of stuff that we see this year, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think 2.0 is moving at light speed.
Really, it really is. And,
Exciting.
you know, like, it's totally exciting. I think what happened was when this internet became a thing, people started to, before we realized that there was bad information, people started to kind of bask in the amount of information without any real filter, because all of a sudden we had the answer to any question that we could imagine at our literal fingertips. And so what happened there in like the 90s to 2000s, people were just kind of like taking things at face value and maybe like believing it without doing any further research. But now you're seeing this huge shift where the consumers aren't being duped anymore, because they realize that, okay, now I know there's some bad information out there, there's some good information out there, and if I want the good information, I need to do the work to find it. And people are doing it, and because they deserve better, they know they deserve better, and they want, you know, real info. So it's really cool. Like you said, it's just moving so fast, because, you know, social networks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So a radio station picked up on it, right?
Yeah, one that I know of, it actually, they talked about it on the air in Northern California. Actually, I think it's by you. Yeah, this Top 40 radio station, I think, talked about it on their morning show, and it's just been getting a lot of shares. People, it's just getting a really good response. I think it got a little bit more of a pushback on your page than it did on mine, but I think most things do, because you have 10 times as many audience members as I do.
Yeah, there's always a few people when I post stuff like that. The response is generally very good, but there's always a few people, and this is a phenomenon we should talk about. There's always a few people who take that stuff and have an extreme reaction, and their response is, but you're promoting obesity. You're telling people that it's okay to eat candy. Some people are going to read this and think that it's okay to eat candy. And
well, it's definitely not the end of the world.
There's an obesity epidemic out there, and some people are going to read this and think it's okay to eat candy.
Yeah.
It is okay to eat candy. And some people, I think that the people who read a meme like that and immediately think, oh my God, some people are going to read that and think that it's okay to eat vast amounts of candy. The people who have that reaction, those are the people with the eating disorders.
Yeah.
People who think that everybody else is going to think it's okay to eat a lot of candy, those are the ones who need help.
Yeah, it's true. The hard
Yeah.
part is that we see it all the time. You can't help somebody until they're ready to be helped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The outside influence can only play such a role, especially when you're so rock solid in your beliefs that to the point of like defensiveness. You know, I mean, we see it all the time. We see it in, you know, whatever makes somebody closed-minded is usually rooted in their own insecurities and defensiveness, you know, and it just sucks because we can do our part. You know, you and I specifically work really hard to try to raise the awareness about this kind of stuff, but we'll never be able to force somebody to change their mind. All we can do is just continue to give them good information, you know, and they're not going to listen to it until they're absolutely ready.
Nope.
Oh, which brings me to a question.
Question.
That's called a segue. Okay, so I kind of actually started answering this in my last response, but I want to ask you. Okay, so this is a question we got on Fit 2.0 from Jennifer M. And she says, how do we get people on board with a sane approach to fitness in a world where quick fixes seem to be all the rage? I mean, we could talk about that for like 4 hours. We could talk about that for a whole weekend, which we're going to be doing in February.
Well, that's right. Yes. Everybody sign up for the conference. I'm speaking.
My President Fitness Alliance.
I'll be there. I'll be there in person. All the people who've been, you know, hating me all these years can come and see me in real life. So I've been doing this for like forever now. Like I've been talking about moderation and balance and, you know, taking care of yourself because you love yourself for a long time, many years now. And so I've kind of seen people go through the cycle. I've seen so many people like butt up against body positivity and like be, no way, no, that'll never work. Paleo. And like, I hate you, paleo. And like, go back. And then butt up against it again. Like, no, it'll never work. But obviously paleo didn't work, but veganism is going to work. And I hate you. And then go back and do their thing. And then butt up against me again. And no, what you're talking about will never ever work. And then, but paleo and veganism didn't work. But intermittent fasting is going to work. And I hate you. I've seen that happen so many times. And even the people who hate me come around. So many people who've hated me have come around. I mean, like people who've been so passionate that their diet was the one true way have come around and finally come around and come to me and said, you were right.
Yeah.
I hated you. And I knew you were wrong and that the diet would work, but you were right. Damn it. Had so many people, so many people. And like big names in the industry and like leaders in diets have come to me, and I've seen, and you know, and lots of people who weren't. And everybody comes around, and people who flame out of my Facebook group, you know, so dramatically will come back 6 months later and say, I'm sorry, will you take me back?
Well, that's all part of the process, I think, like anything else, you know. Like you can kind of equate it to somebody that you love having a bad relationship with somebody else, and you're not going to be able to tell them anything, and they will go back and forth in this relationship, and it will be, I hate this person, I hate them so bad, but they can't find it within themselves to leave them, and so it just goes on and on and on, and you reach a point as a friend or a loved one where you're like, I can't do this with you anymore. Like you're obviously going to have to come to this on your own. And then, you know, weeks, months, years later, they do, and they come back to you and they say, hey, you were so right. And I'm so sorry, but you just have to know, like as the loved one, that this is all on them. You know, like I said, you can continue to give them information if you choose. It might backfire on you. But it's really just in that own individual's personal time. But that's why the Body Positive Fitness Alliance right now is largely focused on just bringing together professionals that are already of like mind.
Yeah.
There are so many out there that aren't, and we are making up the minority right now. So I want to find everybody that's already in that minority who is ready to come together with me and has these underlying assumptions that I do about how fitness should be safe and sane.
Yeah.
And then you know, maybe in a couple years we'll be ready to do some kind of outreach, but there are still people every day crossing over to our side and saying, hey, I've seen the fact that this isn't working. My clients are getting hurt. They're sick. They're having issues. I know there's got to be a better way, you know. So we're ready for those people right now. We're ready for the people that are ready.
Yeah, and that's where I was going, was that people will come around. They come around, and you don't need to go chasing after them. You don't need to reach out to them, because they will come to you eventually. When they exhaust all the other things, when they cycle through all of the diets and all of the crazy exercise regimens, when they cycle through everything, they will come to you, because they see us steadfastly, in balance, in moderation, being there, being strong year after year after year. They see us just being here in balance and moderation, and you know, just steady. And they see themselves ultimately, eventually, they will notice that while they are crazy, going from extreme to extreme, we're here.
Yeah.
Just chilling in balance year after year after year. And they will ultimately come to us. They will. And we don't need to go out, because they do ultimately.
It applies to both professionals and like general public too, because like I have fitness professionals ask me, well, how do I get people out of the other gyms and into my gym? And it's like, no, that's not who you're trying to even reach. So they'll come to you when they're ready. In the meantime, there's 95% of the rest of the population that don't know they're ready, that now your job is to show them that they're ready, you know, and that's all you can do. So don't stress out about the trainers, or, you know, as you always say, Amber, about how to deal with the people that are doing it wrong, right?
Right.
So don't worry about the people that are doing it wrong, especially because then it becomes a self-care issue. We start to drive ourselves crazy, especially if they're, you know, loved ones in our lives that are having these issues, and they're sharing the ridiculous meme about how they need to do burpees and talking about how bad they are and how many cats they had this weekend and how they need to go barf it up at the gym.
Yeah.
So
you can just say, hey, you're awesome. You're not bad. You're awesome. There's nothing wrong with a little candy.
So anyway, I think our 15 minutes is up.
I ate candy. Last night I had 4 mini candy bars. And you know what? That's all I wanted. I didn't tell myself I was bad for having 4 mini candy bars. I just had 4 mini candy bars. And then this morning I went to the gym with my friends, and we had an awesome workout, and I never wanted more candy than that. I didn't beat myself up for it. It tasted good. I enjoyed it. Went to the gym this morning, had an awesome workout that I enjoyed. I didn't push myself. You know, I didn't kill myself. What about you?
Today? This weekend?
Did you have candy?
Yeah. I'm kind of in birthday mode still, so I am just like trying to enjoy, you know, the relaxing weekend, and I decided I'm not tracking my food this weekend, so I'm just kind of eating at will, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not stressed out about it, and you know, tomorrow is a new day, so yeah, no worries.
Nope.
Eat a freaking candy bar.
That's right. Eat a candy bar. Eat a candy bar. Move on. It'll be fine. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week. I'm going to put a link to the Fit 2.0. I can never even say it because I'm old. Fit 2.0 mailing list in the down bar. Be sure you get on the mailing list so that you know when we're having a show in advance, so you can watch live. And subscribe to the channel so you can always see our shows. And I will also put our links to our Facebook pages. And what else do they need to know to see all of our social media? What do you think?
Facebook.com/fit2.0.
Yes.
That's it. No, I think we're good.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Bye.
Bye now.